Hello, welcome back to another Spider-Man video. Today's video is a restoration, as you can see, and as you've also probably already seen from the thumbnail, this is the Amazing Fantasy body. I've already tried to remove some of the black from the head. As you can see, this is me testing what works to remove it. So I'm just going to explain how I do the whole process. So this is a bottle of isopropyl alcohol that I've got, or rubbing alcohol, commonly named the same thing, and just a J-cloth. You'll also see me use toilet roll throughout this when I run out of J-cloth, but kitchen roll works just fine as well. So you can see I've just dabbed it in a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol here. And I'm just going to rub away until I can get all of that black off. In some areas the black seems to stick more for some reason, and it ends up taking a bit of web lines with it. Unfortunately I don't have time to go and repaint the web lines on today. I would hope to do that in a future video, so there might be a YouTube short of me painting the web lines on. It just wouldn't make for much video, basically. But this is just a process of me going through, rubbing all the areas off. There'll be some commentary here and there, but there's not really a whole lot to say on this. It's more a case of you can watch it and listen to the funny music in the background. You can see here though there is some black left in the crevices of the hands, and I have done all of them. I didn't want to waste your time showing all of them. So just using some hot water here so I can separate it out and split the body into smaller chunks to work with. But yeah, as I said, this is just going to be a video of me going through, wiping all of this paint off, trying to restore it as best I can. You'll also see that I don't take the paint off of some crevices because I actually quite like the look of it. But one thing that I am very thankful for is this customizer didn't paint the areas that were already black. So there's no paint on this, as you can see here, which makes things much easier for me, as this footage was originally 45 minutes long as it was. So yeah, it took quite a while to do. Throughout this process, it's just me wiping the alcohol off for the most part, or wiping the paint off with the alcohol. You can see here there was a little bit of web lining that I removed by accident. And again, I'll put that in a separate YouTube short or something. So you might be able to see here that some of the black stays in between the musculature of the design. I ended up quite liking this, so I left the figure like it. Almost like the Ben Reilly from Across the Spider-Verse, which I will be doing custom of soon as well. This bit was quite enjoyable. From heating it up, the white paint started to peel off the figure, so I was able to peel most of it off. Although you'll see I end up choosing whatever I can to take this paint off, because it started to get the line work is quite difficult to remove. This is the trusty toothpick, just coming in and getting all those hard to reach areas, or all those bits that are a little bit more difficult. With all that white removed, you can see it's just essentially been spray painted black. And again, no hate towards this original customizer. I love this body mould, and if I had a spare figure I probably would have done a symbiote suit as well. So with all of that paint removed, it's back in the hot water so I can click all these parts together. You can see there again that there's some of the web line missing. Not something that bothers me too much, but it will be something that I repair in the future. I shouldn't have time for it at the moment with recording so many other videos. So I'm using just the ends of the feet there to actually allow me to hook it on while it sits in the hot water without falling all the way in. You can probably start to see what I mean by the black being left in the recesses, like the muscles. Just all of the musculature seems to be keeping the black that I can't get out of it. But I ended up really liking the look, like the definition that it adds to the collarbone area, and under the pecs, and across the abs. My only main thing that's bothering me is the lens, which you'll see later, because one of the eyes is missing the black around the lens. But aside from that, I'm perfectly happy to leave this figure as it is, with maybe the odd bit of touch-up required on the web lines. And there we go, that's this figure finished, this is the restoration done. I'm fully aware I haven't restored this to like store-bought brand new. It would take a lot more work to do that, and I've already spent 4 hours working on this at this point. But you can see it's very clearly the Amazing Fancy figure again now. And honestly, the black paintwork that the original customers had done was quite nice. It was just the white areas that I was a little bit unsure of. They were quite thick. I think the paint they used might have been a bit blotchy. But yeah, there we go, there's the figure done. So I've got a few little pan arounds just showing you the figure in all its glory. Now, the reason I've glorified this figure so much is because it's my personal favourite Spider-Man design, maybe. It's definitely my favourite Marvel Legends that I own to date. You'll see in a minute, I do also have a brand new version of the Amazing Fancy figure. You can see there's a little bit of red on the back that I need to touch up as well, that's come off of that logo. But thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed this video, this 2-for-1 video at the moment. If you have enjoyed, stick around because, like I said, I'll be doing a YouTube short of fixing the paint apps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.